So here we are at the point in the year where we focus on the hero adventure journey folktale. Now, this project has been around for a very long time, and this is probably the most fun you will have in 8th grade making a product that you will hopefully keep and cherish forever and ever. So, with the hero adventure journey folktale, there are many specific rules that you must follow. These have been broken into some various sections here. So starting out with section 1, your story needs a location. So you need a type of house and you need a setting. So for instance, you could choose to set your story in an ancient castle in Dresden, Germany, or you could choose to set your story in some other location as well. You also need to think about your protagonist. So again, if you are a male, your protagonist will be male. If you are a female, your protagonist will be female. Now, you need to think about how many family members your protagonist lives with. Our fun example here, Stevie's Auntie Lynette has an incurable case of the measles. Aunt Lynette never speaks to Stevie and only feeds him oatmeal. So you get to see here, in this case, there are only two people within the family, and we see that Aunt Lynette does not treat Stevie so well because she only feeds him oatmeal and she never speaks to him. So it's an unfortunate family situation here, but that is what the author is going with. Now, as we continue with this, your protagonist needs a specific reason for leaving home. The reason for this is because your protagonist needs to travel a large distance from home for a selfless reason. Now, the definition of selfless is listed there. I'll let you read over that as I continue talking. Now, in this case, Stevie's Auntie Lynette has an incurable case of the measles and needs the magical antidote from a wizard in a castle. So, we have the reason why Stevie must leave home because of his aunt's measles, and it is a selfless reason because we know how poorly treated and we know that Stevie leaves because he truly cares about his Aunt Lynette. Now, as we continue on, your country of Germany, let's try that again. Your country of origin, in this case would be Germany. You can pick a mythical land or you can choose something that is historically based. In this case, I've decided an ancient town in Germany is what I want to focus on, and I've decided that 25 people live in the town and that the streets have cobblestones. So again, you can add and embellish as many details as you like with this first section. Now, as we transition to the dangers, you need to think about your danger. What does it look like? Where is your danger located? And then think about the mortality aspect. How could the danger kill the protagonist? Now, as we continue on here, your dangers will be harder for the protagonist each time. All three of your dangers need to be tied together. So, the common theme, in some cases, they might be something such as environmental. In other cases, they might be related to a specific task that gets more difficult each time. So in this case, our example is environmental, and we could have something that pertains to nature. So we have a thunderstorm, we have lightning, and we have a massive flood. If you're unsure, think about what bothers you the most. Maybe you have a phobia of cats or spiders. You could have all of your dangers be related to animals, for instance. Now, as we move on, your dangers must be mortal dangers, and they must be more difficult each time. The protagonist could die in one or more ways within the danger. For example, your protagonist could drown in a raging river during winter. So that has two aspects there, the aspect of the coldness of winter and the danger factor of a raging river. So again, the definition of mortal is listed below. Let's take 5 seconds and read that now. All right, as we move on, An example here of our dangers, again, in increasing order, we have a pond that our protagonist might have to cross. Then we might have a river that, again, our protagonist needs to travel over, and this river would be obviously larger and more treacherous than our pond. Following that, then, our protagonist might have to cross an ocean, which would be a very daunting task. So, moving on then, those are the dangers, and again, those are sequenced in a manner in which they go from least dangerous to most dangerous. Now, as we move from the dangers, we will then encounter our strangers. So think of a theme for your strangers as well. The definition of theme is listed on the screen. Take some time and read that now. All right, now with the strangers, all strangers could be an animal or they could be people. So for instance, if we chose example strangers, we could choose animals here. In this case, our strangers are evil. We have an evil sea urchin, an evil manatee, and then an evil hydra beast. So again, our strangers here go in order from small to large in this case, with the sea urchin, the manatee, and then the hydra beast, all increasing in the size of the creature that they meet. So again, the size of your strangers and the dangerousness of your dangers will work together here. Now, your protagonist needs to overcome your dangers. So again, if you want, after the problem has been solved, then the protagonist can have all of the weapons, food, etc. And then at the very end, your protagonist celebrates overcoming the dangers and the strangers. Now, as you focus on this, again, you want to make sure that you are making sure that everything has a theme. So on your planning guides, make sure that everything is sequenced out and it is all within the same theme. So there you have the Hero Adventure Journey folktale pattern. Good luck on the creativity.